Hello, my name is Emma, and welcome to another episode of Booktubing 101, where I share with you guys my little tips and tricks on how to do the booktube thing. Today's video is focused on a question that I do get quite frequently. It's just very hard to answer. I get a lot of comments asking me how to make booktube friends, and to be honest, it's literally the same thing as making friends in real life, it's just through the internet. It's very subjective. Some people are great at making friends, some people aren't so great, so I thought I would just share with you guys a few things that I picked up over the course of me making my own booktube friends. Number 1, start by looking for friends in smaller booktubers. I'm sure everyone in the world would love to be friends with Christine and Kat and Sasha and all of the big booktubers, but it's definitely hard for them to notice every little small booktube account that reaches out to them. People who are just starting their own booktube channel are definitely looking for friends just like you. Number 2, when you find people on booktube that you want to start talking to, comment more frequently on their videos. Something that kind of makes me feel a little weird is when people whose names I've never seen in my comments before are just like, hey, let's be booktube friends. I'm personally more likely going to start talking comment on the actual content of my videos and common interest between us than just saying, hey, let's be friends. For example, my very first booktube friend, Selena from OXXSnap13, saw me haul the Twilight series, and as two people who are former Twihards, we just got to talking about how much we loved this series and how we really wanted to reread it. From there came the Twilight read-along, and that brought me the greatest group of booktube friends that I could ever ask for. So commenting frequently is definitely really important if you want to make friends with somebody on booktube. I know so many people on booktube just because they've commented on like 5 videos in a row, and then I decided to check out their channel and then we became friends. So it's really a great way to get people to notice you. Number 3, after you've been talking back and forth in the YouTube comments with somebody, swap social media. A lot of people will put links to their Twitter, their Instagram, or their Goodreads in the description of their videos, so you can definitely check there first to see if they made it public. Any social media that has a private messaging option is definitely going to allow you guys to talk more frequently and also about topics that are not just book related. I know a lot of people are either not comfortable giving out other things besides their YouTube, or they're not allowed to, but there's no harm in asking, and worst comes to worst, you can use email or you can use the private messaging on YouTube. Just find a way to lengthen your conversations and it will definitely bring you guys closer. Number 4, once you guys have been talking on social media for a bit, you can probably take the friendship level a little bit higher. Asking for somebody's number is always awkward, whether it's on the internet or in person, it doesn't matter. My absolute golden tip for getting somebody's number over social media is this. At some point in the private messaging conversation, you might want to say something like, I have to get off the computer, but you can totally text me, here's my number. Unless you receive a specific message that says, I'm not comfortable giving out my number or I'm not allowed to give out my number, you'll probably receive a text from this person. I think it makes the experience a lot less awkward if you give your number first, that way the other person's initiating the whole texting situation, but most times it works, so I recommend you trying it. Number 5. Now when you first start talking to anyone, the conversations can get a little static and boring. Initial conversations between two people who don't really know each other can get very awkward, so you might want to suggest a buddy read. Buddy reads are a ton of fun. You both pick a book that you want to read and then you guys read it at the same time and discuss things over social media or over text or email, however you guys want to do it. They are just so much fun. They're very, very common for booktube friends, and I think it'll help you guys propel the conversation a little bit more. And number 6, the absolute worst part of making friends on any social platform is that most likely you guys don't live near each other. While I know from experience that collabing with booktube friends is so much fun, a lot of people might think they miss out on that by being in not the same area. If you've been talking to a booktube friend for a while, you might want to suggest an LDC, or a long distance collab. I have 2 tags that I'm going to suggest to you guys, and the first one is the Booktube Partner Tag. This tag was created a very long time ago by Miss Bookish Beauty, and what you do is each of you think of 10 book related questions and 2 non-book related questions to send to each other. Once you guys have both exchanged your questions for the other person, then you start filming. Firstly, you film yourself asking me questions to send to your friend video. For example, question number 1 is, what is your all-time favorite book? Question 2 is, what genre are you most likely to pick up at a bookstore? And then secondly, you answer your friends' questions for your own channel. For example, my all-time favorite book is City of Heavenly Fire. The genre I am most likely to pick up at a bookstore is definitely contemporary fantasy. And obviously you guys will film intros and outros and just explaining your own answers. I'll leave a few examples below, but it is so much fun. You guys will learn a lot about each other, and it's a great way to collab if you guys are potentially on opposite sides of the world. Another tag that is great for Booktube friends is the Booktube Bestie game. This game was created by two of my very best Booktube friends, Selena from OXXSnap13 and Kelly from Kelly's Bookspill. This tag is definitely for people who have been talking for a while and do know a lot about each other, but you'll have just as much fun. Basically, there are 10 questions that you can find in their video, which I will link below. In those 10 questions, you have to guess what the other person's answer is. Firstly, you're going to film yourself answering the questions yourself and send them to your friend for their video. And secondly, you're going to film yourself guessing the answers of the other person for your own video. And once you guys have sent each of your guesses to each other, you can film your reactions for your own video. So imagine that Selena guesses that Kelly's favorite genre is classics. That's obviously wrong, and Kelly's gonna film herself saying, "My favorite genre is contemporary, Selena, what the f*** you knew that," etc, etc, etc. I know I'm really bad at explaining this tag because it does sound a little complex, but watch the video because it's great, it's a lot of fun, and I think tons of Booktube friends would enjoy it. So those are all of my tips on how to make a Booktube friend. Let me know in the comments what you think of these tips. Have you used them before? Have they worked for you? Have they not worked for you? Do you have any tips of your own? But that's it for this video, and I will see you guys soon for a new one. Bye!